Okay, so I brought together some of our basic fabrics that you're gonna see in bridal gowns. So the most traditional and the one that everyone usually thinks of when they think of a bridal gown is a bridal satin. So it is a shinier fabric. It's pretty lightweight. It does come in different colors. So it's pretty easy to wear, but a lot of people know this is the shiny fabric. You may have worn it in a prom gown, but this is a more traditional fabric. Now, this is just one of the satins. There's more. So this piece right here, this is what they call a matte satin, or you'll hear it referred to as a Duchess satin. As you can see, it's not nearly as shiny as the first one. It's a little dull, and it's a little heavier. So it's got a little bit of weight to it. So sometimes a lot of brides in the past, they would wear a Duchess satin in the winter months just because it was a little heavier. It does give a richer look in a photograph, and it's not nearly as shiny, so a lot of our brides do tend to like the matte satins better. After you get through your satins, we get into something a little lighter. So this right here, this is a crepe, or you'll hear it called crepe de chine. Really super, super lightweight. Great for summer and spring weddings. It is a muted fabric. It's not going to give a whole lot of shine. The best part about this fabric, it's not going to wrinkle as much as the satins. So as you go through the day, you don't have to worry about getting a whole lot of buckling throughout the dress. As I said, it's really lightweight, so again, great for the summer or warmer months. Easier to carry around different venues like wineries or barns, things like that. So the next traditional one you've probably all seen is tulle. So tulle is this fabric right here. It's usually associated with ball gowns or bigger and wider skirts. Sometimes you'll see some ornamentation on it. Sometimes you'll just see it cut straight. So the tulle itself, it's not super scratchy, and a lot of people think that it is. Real bridal tulle is actually milled with silk, so it's supposed to lay a little nicer. It's actually supposed to have a nice flow to it. The reason the ball gowns get bigger is because they have rows and rows of silk tulle underneath. You probably want to avoid a tulle that is going to be very, very scratchy. That to me is just a cheaper material, and it's probably a little bothersome to the wearer. So I would definitely stick with a silk tulle. It lays a little nicer, and depending on how many layers are under the skirt, it's pretty easy to wear and easy to get around in. So the next fabric, which you're probably going to see as you go out and about and start trying on, this is very similar to tulle, but this actually is what they call an English net. So it's a little heavier, flows a little nicer, it's got a little more silk to it, so it doesn't stand out as much like a tulle would, but it's very, very pretty fabric. Really super light. You can wear this at, mostly for a destination wedding, a beach wedding. These are perfect. And English tulle is something that always lays really, really nicely. So always a good option. The next fabric that we definitely see a lot of these days is an organza. So the fabric itself, pretty light, very flowy. It will sometimes have a little bit of a sheen to it. You may not see it with a sheen. It depends on what your organza is. Now this particular organza is called a crystal organza because you can see there's a little bit of a shine to it. They are duller fabrics in an organza line. They are super light as well. Now this one has a lot of layers to it, but still pretty easy to wear, very summery, very springy, very youthful kind of fabric. Very easy to wear as well. The next fabric we're going to get into, this actually is a silk. It is 100% silk. So you'll notice on this that, you know what, we have a little bit of imperfection in the material. This is a natural fiber.